Okay, so today, May 1st, is, the, full moon in, I think it's the pink, or the flower, it's probably the flower moon, the flower moon. I guess I haven't been doing as much looking into that as I normally do. But I don't know, it's just a name, it's whatever humans made up, and just like Marilyn Manson says, it only means what you put into it, so, I don't know, it's, something. It doesn't matter what we call it, it's always the moon. It's, the same celestial object that just, it changes direction or angle from the way we see it, just like how, I guess it's always full. There's never really a newer full moon. It doesn't really shrink and grow. It doesn't, it's the way we're looking at that changes. So, let's see, it's a full moon, so I'll just say, wait, does pen even write? I think I'm already losing. Let me just grab another pen. Yes, I think that pen was already dying. So. Just say, please remove, yes, this is a full moon, so things we want to, get rid of. Things that we are ready to let go of, I don't know, they say this full moon's about whatever transformation and dealing with emotions, strong emotions, and whatever, the same stuff they say about every new moon or full moon, about like transformation and starting new projects and whatever. Oh, by the way, this full moon is in Scorpio this time. We're on a Scorpio full moon. Let's see, what do we want to remove from our life? Stagnation, because I guess routine and always doing the same things can be very, oh no, I read this one quote. It was, to the beginner there are many opportunities or many paths, but to the expert there are few ways to, few opportunities, but no, I think that's not true. I mean, even an expert, a person who has been practicing something for a very, very long time, they still realize that there are many alternatives and ways of doing things. Like, I don't know, ways to make a painting. Because, there's abstract and there's realistic and surrealism and all that, surrealism and cubism and stagnation. So, and what else we get rid of? Corruption, because especially in the political arena right now. I mean, it feels like a lot of politicians are making move towards more partying, like at Mar-a-Lago, Epstein Island. There's, I think, a pedophilia ring, and or I don't know. They're just making decisions that don't seem to be really in the best interest of the country, best interest of the United States. It's whatever. So we want less deterioration, because I don't know, as things age and I guess gather wear and tear from use, and which is kind of sad when things over time get worse. That's whatever. So for what do we want to release from our life? Let's say lethargy, because it's definitely not, like, laziness is not helpful to whatever. Anxiety. Well, sometimes I actually kind of like getting my anxiety, because I'm trying to figure out what's the origin. Like, why does that happen in the first place? What is it trying to tell me of those episodes? Like, what's the common denominator, the common factor that causes those things, which I don't. Of course, I'm trying to figure that out, trying to know why do those things happen, but, probably never gonna figure out. I don't know, how do people figure out what's the trigger? What's the trigger for anxiety? Or, well, obviously, different people, it varies. It's definitely different for different people, but, like, how do you figure that out? So less depression, because I don't know, it doesn't help people. Doesn't help people. Violence, because of course circumcision is, of course, violence, and if we had less of that, yes, lots of people say they justify the violence because it has health benefits, because when we do things in the name of health or in the child's best interest, sometimes things hurt. But no, I actually asked a rabbi about circumcision, like, what's the point? And he said, I said, but what if the child grows up and doesn't want to be Jewish anymore? He was like, well, that does matter, because it's in the best interest of the parents, not the child. So, yeah, circumcision, it's meant to help the parents, not the child. The person who benefits from it is the person inflicting the injury, not the person who has been injured, not the person whose body becomes bloody from the cutting. It's the person who is inflicting the injury, who is, I guess, displaying their power and domination over the other person. Like the slave owner who circumcised their slaves, or the, I guess, during World War One and World War Two, I think circumcision was a punishment for prisoners of war. So obviously, the person who has become a prisoner of war, it is definitely not helping them. It's, I guess, meant to bring in the power and domination and, yes, the power of whoever is inflicting the circumcision, the injury. It's about power and domination. It's not about health at all. 8. Let's see. We want less of. I already said violence. I said inhibition because, I don't know, whatever is preventing people from making a cheat, from taking the leap, and whatever, risking whatever, taking a chance and whatever. 9, what do we want less of? I'll definitely say ambiguity, because so many times in like tarot card readings, or really any type of psychic readings, or omens that may predict the future, a foretelling, it's always like, okay, maybe this will happen, maybe this will happen, maybe you should think of this, and maybe whatever, or maybe you should think about doing this, and it's like, when it's just maybe, that's not helping. It's like, for an oracle, I have heard people say the job of an oracle is not to predict the future. The job of an oracle is to lay out the vagaries of the present. So I guess just by looking at the present situation, the oracle is saying, well, this might happen, or whatever I don't know, what you're currently doing, it will lead you into maybe whatever. But just saying maybe is not. It would definitely be more productive if it had a definite answer that was not just a maybe. I guess, what do I want less of? Less, clutter. I'll say clutter because, I mean, even me, you should definitely be able to help my house. It's not, there's sort of a mess, and, keeping things organized is not that easy, and definitely not just for me, but there's definitely lots of people from all around the world, everywhere, who have problems keeping things like neat and tidy and ordered. organized, and I mean that's why there are so many uh, uh, storage units opening up in a lot of the stores like Target or Kmart or Party City, or they're shutting down, they're going out of business where we are and where I am right now, and the things that are replacing those areas are storage units, because I guess hoarding it's a problem. Lots of people, the disease of hoarding is spreading, so yep, and that's not helpful. So I guess right now I'll decorate my page because I always do that, and I don't want my page to be boring. I want my letter to be at least appealing to the eyeballs, visually appealing. I'm sure that's why I was told that Native Americans, where they put on face paint, and they dress up in regalia, the very complex, elaborate costumes where they kind of look funny with like their feathers in the hair, and yeah, the face paint. It's not war paint or war drum. They say they do that so that God can see them better, so that God will, I guess, take notice. Which yes, you don't want to be boring. You want to, I don't know, be at least visually appealing, stimulating, not something that people just look over. So I guess this sort of looks like an eyeball, more or less. It's supposed to be the Egyptian one. Whatever, the Eye of Horus. I think that's what it looks like. Or, I guess I'm not really Egyptologist. I've not seen the actual amulets, but whatever, it's pink anyways, which is, for most people, a stimulating color, pink. So I guess this will be the Egypt section, because whatever, we need to honor Egypt. Everything goes back to Egypt. And I don't know if you can see that, what I made, but that's the sigil for nutrition. Let's see. And I know it's kind of getting crowded here, but I don't know, you should be able to tell what that it's supposed to be. Yes, we'll bring in Reiki and over here, I guess, just put the sigil for an alembic, or a crucible, because I know alembics were used for water distillation, and clean water is whatever good. Okay. Now this is more of what an alembic is supposed to look like. Sure, sort of, it looks like this. With the curvy, whatever. Sorry, sort of messed it up, but whatever. You can look up alembic. That's what I was trying to draw, but I guess it's not easy. An alembic is, I don't know, it has a bunch of curves and overlapping pieces and whatever, so guess we need to do it on the back here now. Let's see, this full moon is in Scorpio this time around, in Scorpio, so let's see, the common sigil for Scorpio is, I don't really know what it looks like, but let's see, the constellation looked something like, now the thing about the Scorpio constellation is, in the northern hemisphere, it's best seen between May and August, I think. Yeah, May and August. No, actually, January and September. The northern hemisphere, January to September, and southern hemisphere is May and August. Let's see, neighboring constellations are like Ophiuchus to the north, Ophiuchus the spider thing. And there was also Libra, and I don't know, some other constellation that I can't really think of right now. It has about like 7 to 9 main constellations, or 7 to 9 main stars, because I don't know, there are different variations. I'm not sure. Sure, different cultures have always seen it different. Like the Greeks called it a scorpion, but I know Polynesians called it a fish hook, or a palm tree almost. Could be a lot of things. And Scorpio, I guess the mythology story is that Orion was this very boastful hunter. He said he could kill anything. He was the best hunter, and then the gods got angry. They were ashamed of his boastfulness, his pride, so they sent the scorpion to kill him, and yes, and I don't know, the brightest star is Antares, which I believe is like over here in this area, and second brightest star is Shella, which is like kind of over here. And it's the third largest constellation out of all constellations. It's the third largest. The stars are around like 170 light years away, 175 light years away. It covers an area of 497 square degrees, and yeah, so that's Scorpio. Now we'll put in a the Midas star looks like this. See what other sigils you wanna put in here. Okay, this is the sigil for Onael. Onael, the demon of lust. I don't know, the whole, like, whether it's a demon or an angel thing, I'm sure lots of Christians, especially during the European colonization, imperialism phase, whenever they saw that indigenous cultures had their own mythology and gods that were not Jesus, not the ones that they had from Europe, they figured, well, just because it's not Jesus, that means it's a demon, so. Let's see, do I want to put any other, I guess, I can fit here, a smallish, let's say I tried, I don't know if that's the best sigil, but I guess down here I'll just fit in one more. Let's see. This is the sigil for zinc. Zinc, which I guess is also a nutrient, something humans need to consume on not daily, but I don't really I don't know how important zinc is. It's not. I could say Yelanev course, which in Russian translates to I'm not in that course, which means I don't follow that. I don't subscribe to whatever the nutrition labels or whatever. I don't really obsess about, I don't know, whatever the different riboflavin and all that stuff means. Okay, so this sigil for brimstone or sulfur. I guess in this corner I'll fit one more. See a triangle with this banner going. Triangle with that banner going across, and as far as I know, the S stands for smoke. I think it means smoke. So yes, we've decorated the back, and And again, that brings us back to the front, and so thank you so much for watching. These are my letter of intention was to get rid of all of these stagnation and corruption and degradation, depression, anxiety, and thank you so much for watching.